Morning world, welcome to Saturday 28th of September, Macmillan Day. So I'm just enjoying a little bit of quiet before the storm. I say quiet, unless you don't count this lot. Morning, morning. You bulling, eh? Anyway, good news is it stayed dry yesterday afternoon and last night. The ground is actually quite firm out on the field, so I think we're good to go for having our event out on the field. As long as everybody's reasonably sensible with their clutch and the throttle and their gears and they can drive on the grass, we should not have a problem. I'm going to have a little bit of a sort out in this barn because I'm pretty sure because people are parking in my yards, folks are going to wander around. Nothing I can do about it. I'm not going to watch people all the time, so I'm going to put the kit that I don't want to be interfered with in here or in there. Maybe in there where I can see it, although that means putting the gates back up over there. Can I be asked? No. I'll leave that one open. I'm going to put all the kit in here. Cattle want a bale. I want to be able to shut that gate, so I've got to move the tractor temporarily out, and my Land Rover out temporarily. Give the cattle a bale with a skid steer, which means I've got to change my boots again. And then, yeah. So trade stands should start coming in the next hour and a half. I think we've only got 12 or 13. One of them's had to call in and say they can't come today because their car's broken down, which is a shame, but yeah. I have no idea how today's gonna go. I mean, I've advertised it a little bit. I put a video up and a post yesterday on my Facebook. Basically, this event has been organised by Emma and Holly, and it will be as successful as it is competing with whatever else is going on around here today, sort of. Right, let's get this thing out of the way a minute. It's all right, I can reverse out of here. I can do it. But the radio aerial up there catches on that net. So I think what I might do is leave this in here. As long as I can get to those bales and that gate. We'll let you run for 5 minutes. Well, I went for the full overalls. I got a funny feeling I'm going to get a little bit mucky. Not too mucky, only a little bit. But Land Rover's out. I'm going to put the tractor in the next shed temporarily. Basically, I want to move those bales there. I'm going to take 2 of them down to the cattle. Then bring the rest out so I can close that gate, and then I'm going to close the gate this end as well and basically shut this barn off, and hopefully people will realise that it's out of bounds, not a play area for children, hopefully. got a gate opener. Won't be long. Right, hopefully the skid steer's not going to struggle too much through the gateways and that, where it's a little bit kind of chewed up and soft. I know my mower didn't like it very much last night when I went through here. Right, hopefully they'll all follow me. Right, momentum. Not that it makes a lot of difference with this thing. Let's go with a big one, shall we? Oh no, we'll go with a little one. We'll go with a little one first. It's definitely soft. Definitely soft. But we made it. Where are you going? There. Backs. Thank you. Right, it's only half an hour later from the first bale last night, so some of our little trade stands are arriving. So the bouncy castle's in, the candy floss man is in, the two knickknacks stalls are in. What was that other one? There's another one, I don't know what he's doing, but yeah, it suddenly got busy, so I decided to escape to do a second bale. Yeah. I went that way on purpose to try and put a track down to let some of that water out. Ooh, wet, 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 really wet. Oh, so wet. Blimey. I'm coming, don't worry. Mind your noggins. They'll probably just chuck it everywhere, but they're definitely eating some of it. Right. Anybody behind me? No. Mind your backs. Mind your backs. Go on. That's them sorted for the day. Shouldn't have to worry about them. Well, till tomorrow. Right, that's most of my stuff in here now out the way. There should be enough room for Mrs. P's car, and any other members of family that are going to join us can park in here, and I can shut the gate, and that's it. Our vehicles are out the way, leaving a bit more space up in our front yard for visitors. So I just realised there's one thing I haven't tied up. We've tied everything up around the sheds. Any gates that are against a wall or anything like that, they're all tied up. So if a little darling decides to climb it, it can't fall down and crush them. So I push that through there. Go on. Stay. And then go on. Back through there. It just means that hurdle would take a fair bit of knocking over, to be honest. Pretty unlikely, unless you had half a dozen blokes on it maybe, but just in case. Better safe than sued, innit? And that one as well, just to be on the safe side. Now I'm happy. That's Holly off to set up her trade stand. She's pushing her luck a bit.
There's no more spaces. Every single person fits around the edge.
Yeah.
So let's hope no one else comes.
Are you expecting any more?
I don't even know. I don't think so. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's go and have a look. Oh yeah, we've got a few here. You ready?
Yes.
No?
No, we are.
Yeah. Ready? All we want is people now. One of our visitors has given me a present. She goes, "There you are. I got you a picture of your tractor." And I said, "It's a Massey Ferguson." She goes, "Is it?" And her husband goes, "Told you." And I said, "It doesn't matter. I love it anyway. Thank you very much indeed." And that's it. It's 4 o'clock. It's all done. Everybody's packing up and going home now. Wasn't as well attended as we hoped it would be, but the box is pretty full. So, plus a few donations coming in from the trade stands. So hopefully we made a few quid today. So, and anybody who attended, thank you for the support. And yes, we might do it again next year. So, all right, let's go and have a quick look at the field and see what's left to do.
Don't mind.
Eh?
I said I don't mind.
You don't mind, yeah.
I always don't mind it.
Oh, you all bounced out?
Sorry,
You all bounced out, you've had enough of bouncing today. That's it, last of our traders packing up to go home. It's been a lovely afternoon. So, and those of you that thought about coming and didn't, you kind of missed out, because it's been quite a nice little community thing. So yeah, Biscuit had a whale of a time. She's literally gone round everybody, she's had treats off of everybody, especially over there. Got something special coming from them. Yeah, local dog treat company might be having something special for Biscuit, and maybe even something special for you if Biscuit likes it, maybe. Okay, so reflecting on the day, what could we have done maybe a bit better? I thought we'd advertised today fairly well. I'd told you guys about it on here, put up a couple of posts on Instagram. The girls, Holly and Emma, have been doing stuff, and I kind of thought we'd done enough. But one or two had said, oh, they never even knew it was on. I've had messages this afternoon saying, I didn't know you were doing this Macmillan thing, we would have attended. It's a case of, well, we did say, but is that the case? Did we not say enough? I mean, it's one of those things where I don't want to labour the point. I'm not trying to sell you something. It's just a case of, you know, we're doing this thing. We're trying to raise some money for a good cause. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe next year we'll think about advertising it somewhere different. Anyway, the grand total in the Macmillan pot, as in cash in the pot today, was £276, which we're actually quite pleased with, considering we probably only had about, I don't know, somewhere between 50 and 70 visitors. Nowhere near what we thought we were going to get. So 276 there. I had one chap gave me £50 towards defibrillator. So Brian, thank you for that. I had one or two other folks also give me sort of a fiver and a tenner. That also went in the defib. So I think the defib scheme or appeal or whatever else raised probably 65 quid today. And so I'm quite pleased with that really. So that's all going to go in the pot. And Brian also very kindly gave me another envelope and he just wrote concrete on it. And he basically said, open that later on. So Brian, you know who you are, thank you very much. And there was £100 in there. And that's, I'm assuming, concrete for the floor. So some very, very kind and very, very generous people came today. We had a lot of fun with the traders. One chap decided he didn't want to stay, he just packed up and left. And that was fair enough, that's where he wanted to go. It wasn't busy enough for him. But we made some interesting contacts, a couple of little local crafty businesses. One which we'll have a chat with them. There may be they do 3D printed items, and I'm wondering if they could do a 3D printed biscuit. Maybe. So we'll have a look at that. And then another chap who does pet treats. And we're looking at maybe doing a range of pet treats for biscuit. So basically he's going to give us a sample of some of the things he does. I'm going to try them on biscuit, and the ones she likes we may well put in a box and we'll call it Biscuit's Choice or something like that, and then you can buy them from us. We'll put a little markup on it for the farm, and in doing that you will also be supporting another local business. I mean, he's literally 8-9 miles away from us. And that's what we want to do. If we can find things that will support local small businesses, and like I said to them, I said I'd rather spend the money with them, because if I spend £1 with him, apparently he wants me to go look at a tree job anyway. I mean, it's already coming back round. If I spend £1 with him, there's a chance of that pound coming back to me. And that's the thing with local economy. If you can support your local economy, and all right, some things may be a little bit more expensive. You can probably buy it cheaper on Amazon or something else, or go to some marketplace or whatever. But if you could support a little local business, and if we all did a bit more of that, supporting our little local businesses, Amazon doesn't need your money. Google doesn't need your money. But there are little startups, little companies. I mean, the people were looking at the 3D printing. I think this was their first ever show, event, whatever else. And we've made a contact with them, and maybe there's something we can do with them in the future. I don't know. This is just something I heard secondhand through a discussion that Julie was having with Emma, I think. Something about 3D printing and biscuit toys or something. So I don't know. So yeah, it was not that well attended, I'm sorry to say, but those that came really enjoyed themselves. Only one trader left early. Everybody else stuck it to the end, and they said if nothing else, they stayed because it was a nice place to be. There was lots of nice people. Everybody was talking to everybody else. It was a nice personal little event where we all met someone new and we all made a new friend. It was worth it for that. So, but yeah, £276 in the pot Macmillan in cash. I think somebody gave me some money on last Sunday's live. I'm going to have to go back through that because I can't remember who it was or how much it was, but something in my head, somebody put some money in and it was to go to the Macmillan Fund. So I'll find out what that was from and I'll put that in cash in the box as well. So I'll top that up to whatever that was. So yeah, and a bit of money towards concrete in the yard. Thank you, Brian. And 50 quid towards defib fund. No, 65 quid towards defib fund. So in all, was it worth the effort for me? Yes. I mean, I didn't have to think about it. All right, there was a lot of fiddle-faffing around doing plans B and plan C, which we didn't need. Nobody had to park down in the yards down here. Nobody had to park in the sheds. Nobody... It all happened in the field. It was all plan A. I know quite a few folks, those of you that follow, and that some of you will be listening to this, I know some of you had a quick sneaky look down in the yard. I know that because some of you asked me if you could, and I said yes, and I know one or two told me you already done it. Oh yeah, we went and had a look at the new shed. Yeah, we like the new shed. They just wanted to have a look. And like I said, at the end of the day, if you're supporting the channel, whether you're just a subscriber, whether you're a member, whether you do something with super thanks or super chat or whatever, super whatever it is, every view, every like, every comment, even if it's just a smiley face or a thumbs up, it all adds a little bit of value. And you know where that support's going. You know where the money's going. That's where it's going, in there. So you can give yourselves a pat on the back and a thank you for helping us and helping the cattle, who right now are really, really, really happy to be out in the field. They would not want to be in here now. They're quite happy out there. And I'm quite happy to let them be out there. Anyway, that's it. So yeah, there's nothing really to do with farming today. It was all about preparing for today, or finishing off preparation for today, putting all our vehicles out of the way. As it turned out, we could have left our cars out in the yard. We never overflowed onto the common, and we never overflowed down into this yard. Our front yard held all the cars. So there you go. Not that busy, but I think, to be honest, a successful day. We'll try maybe a bit harder next year.